I was telling about he was in state prison. He didn't like chain gang work. He didn't like going out and working, you know, doing hard labor. So he had a dude, one of his friends, take an axe, cut off his big toe. So he walked with a limp the rest of his life. But he had a guy do that so he wouldn't have to go on the chain. That's pretty extreme, but he didn't have to go on the chain. Other questions you want to ask me? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Was there ever a song, I'm trying to remember if I ever heard a song about Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes.
Seemed like there was. Is it
Several songs.
Yes.
Several songs. Particularly in 1967 when the movie came out, there were several different ballads. The Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde was one. I got a friend in England that he came to America he was making other stops. He made a special appointment to see me. And he brought me a record that he had found in England somewhere about Bonnie, the Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde and stuff. That was pretty cool. I still got that. It's a vinyl record. I mean, it's not on a tape.
You have this book.
You bet. I sell them. I sell them in Dexter. No, that's a great book.
This was my husband. He was born and raised in Dexter.
What was his name?
Hadley, Lyle, Hadley.
So was John Hadley his brother?
Uncle.
Uncle John?
Uncle John and Maxine.
So you knew Max?
They did get married.
No, they did get finally. I know it took forever. Maxine did finally.
They just kept on and get married until his mother died. Then they got married.
I got it. You probably won't get to cut this off, but I got another Maxine. I got another Maxine story.
Well, there is a Maxine story here she wrote.
Is it about the Girl Scouts?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Maxine and my aunt, there's an aunt, my Aunt Della Gowda, she was a Girl Scout leader, my Aunt Della was, and they were camping out at Dexfield Park. And according to Maxine, I don't know whether she said it in there, that they had had a bad night the night before, and Aunt Della was going to walk a long hike up the Dexfield Hill, which is a hill about like this. So they take off in the morning and they end up on this campsite. And they actually walk through the barrel campsite. I mean, and they didn't know it. She said, yeah, your Aunt Della said, good morning, folks, how's it going? He said, there was 14 of us. We all walked through and said, how are you doing? How's it going? Walked right through their camp. And I said, what kind of look did they have on their face? And he said, surprised? Who in the hell are you girls still walking through my camp? But, yeah. Other questions you want to ask me?
Okay.
Yes.
Did you hear that Guthrie County had one of the Thompson submachines that they used? And they had, well, I knew a guy that worked for the sheriff's department. He said nobody's supposed to know about it because they were afraid that the one was going to get the gun if they found out about it.
Well, the thing of it is, the barrels never used Thompsons, as far as I know. That gun, and Marty Organbright sometimes brings it to a program, and I have access to a Browning. I didn't bring it today, but I have access to a Browning automatic rifle. And you can probably, the reason I'm not being able to do it anymore is because if you get caught with it, be my ass. A machine gun or a Thompson. But anyway, that Thompson, according to Marty, it was distributed, somebody in the state just gave them to county sheriffs because the barrels were still in the area and they needed a gun that would stand up to the Browning, which you ask any military guy about a Browning and a Thompson.
Right.
You ask it, I mean, I've talked to a
Oh,
lot
I know
of
about them.
You know about the Brownings?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's what Clyde was killed with, was Browning.
Yeah,
right.
they had the one guy had a different gun, Frank Hamer. He had a different high power. It was like a Browning, but it wasn't. I don't think it was an automatic.
Frank Hamer wasn't there, was he?
What, at Dexfield Park?
Yeah.
Don't get me going. No, there was a movie that came out, and these people wanted me to watch it, and it was supposed to be accurate, and it showed the Dexfield Park time, and it showed Frank Hamer in the posse. And I'm thinking, what? Frank Hamer, if you don't know who Frank Hamer, he was a ex-Texas Ranger. And he was hired by the Texas governor basically to do in Bonnie and Clyde. I mean, that's what his job was to do. And they did at Gibson. He was part of there was 5 other guys, and basically they ambushed him. They were coming down the road, they ambushed him. They deserved what they got. But Frank Hamer was part of it. But in that movie, that's when I turned the movie off then. I said, Frank Hamer wasn't at Dexfield Park, and it was like Frank Hamer knew Clyde Barrow because they made just like eye contact. And it's like,
Well, that's what you read on the internet.
I told you today, I would vouch for it, but again, there's probably stuff that was made up. You know, John Love, I read probably 4 or 5 interviews with him, and everyone's different. You know, so what do you believe about it? I mean, John, according, and I don't make fun of John Love, but he was a town constable, but the rumor in Dexter was that he wasn't in front of the posse when it went in. Let's just put it that way. And he was kind of hanging back in a cold.
That's what I was.
And I don't know that for sure, but that's what people think.
So is that campground underwater right now?
No.
It's not. I heard it was.
No.
They formed that area.
The amusement park was down below the campground. If you ever, there's historical markers out there. If you ever drive out north of Dexter, where you can see, and it's got the story there. If you want to go to the actual site, like I said, I got to get permission, but I can take you out there. But there's a big steep hill, and then at the top of the hill is where the campground's at. The amusement park was in the river valley, and it probably has been flooded out, but there's nothing there. The swimming pool is still there, but it's under about this much silt and dirt and so on. But that swimming pool is an Olympic-sized swimming pool. They get 4,000 people on a weekend. And they didn't clean the water either. Can you imagine? It's fresh water from the spring coming in. Water coming in from this Marshall spring, and there was water going out. No chlorination, no filter, no nothing. 3,000 or 4,000. And that's the main reason they went out there, although there was all kinds of stuff to do. 10 cents to get in. Not actually 9 cents. 1 cent war tax. 10 cents. $2 if you drove your car. But that park was completely, it was gone. I mean, it was still there when Bonnie and Clyde were there. And the campground's up above. Anything else you want to ask me? Mike's never going to have me come back, so you
No,
can...
you
have to tell them everything up front too afterwards.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of pictures and things if you want to... If you're ever looking for a book, though, to buy about Bonnie and Clyde, I would buy this one. It's on the trail of Bonnie and Clyde, and it's got it's got everything, anything you want to know. It's expensive. We've got them in the museum, and they're like $70 a piece. But we don't make it, we make maybe $5 on it. I mean, they cost a lot of money. If you get one on the internet, it's going to cost you probably more than that.
Where could I get your t-shirt?
Dallas, Texas. I was going to wear my Dexter one, but I like this one. No, I got it down in Dallas, Texas, at the Bonnie and Clyde thing there. And this book here, this lady has, I think we got these on sale for like, I don't know. And I'll sell it to you for less than that. Darn. Now we have those that White Pole Road thing.
It's about all the towns.
About all the towns, yeah. It's cool.
Tell them about the other banks in Iowa they robbed.
Oh, yeah, after they escaped Dexfield Park, they robbed the bank in Rembrandt, Canerum. The last bank they ever robbed was in Everly, Iowa. They robbed, after they almost got killed at Dexfield Park, they robbed the bank and stole it on April 34th. That's an interesting story too. They're actually, with that old bank down there, they're making it into an what do they call those? Airbnb. And I'll tell you what, those people are gonna they're gonna make a mint. They are gonna make a mint because I'm telling you, Bonnie and Clyde, this is the bank they robbed and I can stay here for a night. And I only have to pay $250? Sign me up.
Why not?
Sign me up. No, I'm friends with those people over there. And they haven't called me back. We're supposed to set up some stuff about Bonnie. So yeah, they would rob these banks. Every one of those banks was robbed like right up the bank open in the morning. Because when did the constable, the town constable walk through? In the morning, like at 8 o'clock or something. I mean, they were going home, and Bonnie and Clyde were coming right in and robbed the bank. Easy pickings. Easy pickings. I mean, that's the reason why they did it. You know, nobody in Iowa knew who they were. Yeah.
They found stolen mail there at the campsite of a farmer from Yale. Had his name on it. I read that.
That he did what? What was it now?
What's that?
What would you say?
They're stealing people's mail too.
Oh yeah, they did that because they steal newspapers and things.
That's what that was, a magazine or newspaper.
Yeah, they want to find out what the law, where the law was looking.
There you go.
You know? But they were hanging around that area because I have a couple accounts of people who saw them over by Boughton, saw them over by Woodward, saw them by Panora, where I live, out there northwest. In fact, they were so sure they sent 200 men out there and had not helicopters, but airplanes flying over to see if they were actually out there. And if they were gone. I mean, yeah. But no, yeah, they'd steal mail. Yeah. Anything else? Come up and take a look at this stuff if you want to, but you guys are a great audience. I really appreciate your attention.
Come on up and take a look. You've got a number of items. I do want to say one thing. We have a person in the audience today who was alive when this all took place. There was one lady here, lost quarter, and I'd like to have her stand up if I could. In 1933, remembers this. I'm going to help her.
Getting up is the hardest
Yeah. 1933, Marilyn remembers this.
Mean to.
All right.
I was 5 years old.
That's amazing. It is. I told Steve, just started to feel my back. Oh, no, I have my times like that. No spring chicken. You know, in your contact.
That's all right.